Hello guys, I hope you're all well. Today I'm going to do an updated morning routine video. I found that since we've been living in our new house, I've been waking up naturally because I've been sleeping with my blinds open, and today it's only 10 minutes before my alarm, but it just makes such a difference to wake up naturally rather than in a rush. And the first thing that I do when I wake up is I take my natural cycles reading. So it's just a thermometer that I put under my tongue, and it just helps me to be in tune with my body, which I absolutely love. Now, I'm not one of those people that can just jump out of bed and get cracking with things. I like to have a really good stretch, and I personally find that when I stretch, I feel most at one with my body. Like, I just love kind of just having a really, really good stretch and just getting out all the aches and pains, and it wakes me up and it centers me in the morning. So I'm just going to grab my drink. This is just a fruit tea that I made the night before and didn't finish, so I'm going to try and finish that before I leave the house today. And then I'm just going to splash my face with some cold water. I had a shower last night, so I cleansed, toned, moisturised and all of that, so I feel fine just kind of splashing it with cold water so that I don't use too many products. And then I'm going to spritz my vitamin toner on my face. It's pore refining and it's really refreshing, especially if you do it by an open window. And then I'm going to put my super green serum on. This is like a healthy green shot for your face. It's packed full of vitamins. It's got kale, broccoli, tamanu oil. It's really, really healthy. So any products that I mention in this video, I'll leave links to in the description box below. And I'm just taking my hair out now. Obviously this isn't like a part of my morning routine, but I started the curly girl method last night, which if you go on my Instagram, I've posted about. I'll leave a link to that below. So yeah, it's nice to see how curly my hair is after just the first kind of try on it. And now it's 7 o'clock, so my alarm's gone off, so I'm going to go down and wake up the boys. I can hear them kind of making noises. And one thing that I tried doing recently is to play a Rise and Shine positive, upbeat morning playlist when I go in to wake them up. And I just find that it just makes them so happy when they wake up. Both of my boys are really, really loving, but I find Jasper at the moment, like, he just wants to hug me and kiss me all the time, and I love it. So I'm going to open the curtains, let some light in, and see if the little one's ready to wake up too. Okay, so I'm just going to let them play with their toys, kind of just wake up by themselves before I start saying, right, it's breakfast time, time to get dressed, time to do everything, because I wouldn't like someone to wake me up and then say, right, get dressed, brush your teeth, do this, do that. So I like to give them a bit of time. It's only 7 o'clock and we don't have to leave the house until 8:15, so they've got time. And then I'm going to quickly make their beds and then nip back upstairs and get myself ready. So today I'm just going to go to the gym, so I'm putting on my Gymshark leggings and a Nike black top. And just quickly, I'm going to put some Tropic Overnight Butter Balm Eye Dream on my lips because it is so hydrating and nourishing. So if you've got this product for your eyes, it's perfect for dark circles and eye bags. That little hack is to put it on your lips because it's an amazing kind of deep, nourishing treatment. Okay, so the boys have moved into my office and they're watching a bit of YouTube at my desk, so I'm just going to make their breakfast now. Before, when we were in the old house, I would always try and get them to get dressed before we have breakfast, and they were fine, like they'd never really spilled food down themselves or anything, but it just meant for me that if they took their time having breakfast, I didn't have to then rush to get them to get dressed and like worry that we'd be late. But now Jasper keeps saying, I just want to have breakfast in my pyjamas, and I just think, do you know what, that's fine. Everyone's different, and we've been doing it for a while and it seems to work. So I'm just giving Jasper his vitamin, and Gents will have his when he comes down. And then for their breakfast today, they're having porridge with oat milk and then some strawberries and grapes on top. And they do tend to sit and watch TV while they have their breakfast. We don't really sit at the dining table because in this house there's not that much room, so I tend to let them watch TV while they have their breakfast. And to be honest, I'll sit and watch my phone while I eat, so I don't see why they can't either. So I'm just making my breakfast now, which is porridge with soy milk, raisins, chia seeds and maple syrup. And then for my vitamins, I'm having a vitamin C, a turmeric and a magnesium tablet. And of course, the boys would rather have my breakfast than theirs. Stuff like this I used to be quite anal about, and I'd be like, no, you sit down, you eat your food. But then I just think, as long as they're eating, they're happy. And Jasper's come to join us as well. So just to show you how much the boys have had, Jasper's probably had, so like 3/4, almost all of his, Jensen about half. So not too bad, and they did have some of mine. Right, so breakfast is done, it's time to get dressed now. I get Jasper's school uniform out. The only thing that he decides himself is his pants, because I always choose the wrong pants for him. But yeah, he's good at getting himself dressed, and it always melts my heart, even though he's been at school for like almost a year now. I still think it's very cute. And now I'm gonna gel his hair. He's got this thing at the moment where he likes to sit in the hairdresser's chair, as he calls it. So I'm just gonna gel his hair, make it look all smart for school. And then I've got this Tamanu healing balm, which again is a Tropic product, so I'll link it below. And it's just really, really good for healing. It's good for stings, bites, eczema, sunburn, all sorts. And I just put it on the back of Jasper's legs because he gets eczema patches. So it's time to brush our teeth now. Jensen's refusing, so I'm just going to try and do that just before we run out the door. And then I've got a couple of extra minutes. I'm going to quickly make my bed. I love making my bed before I leave the house. It just makes me feel like it's one job done, and when I get into bed tonight, I'm kind of getting into a freshly made bed. And then shoes and bags are by the door, ready to go. So it's shoes on and out the door. Well, that's the boys dropped off at school and nursery. It did go really smoothly until the end, when it got a little bit stressful because Jensen didn't want to brush his teeth, and then he didn't want to come down and put his socks and shoes on, or he had his socks on, decided to take them off and throw them. He just wanted to play with his toys, which I get, I understand. But we were running late, and then I ended up shouting. No, actually, he then threw a bouncy ball, like a spiky bouncy ball thing at my face, and it got me in the nose. So I ended up shouting, which I hate doing. I hate shouting, but you know, when you're in a rush and you're really like, oh! Yes, and he ended up crying, put his socks and shoes on, let me brush his teeth. We got out the door, and then once we're in the car, I was like, Mummy, sorry, I shouldn't have shouted at you, but this is why I shouted. And he was like, I'm sorry, Mummy. And we're best friends again, so it's fine. But yeah, anyway, it doesn't always go perfectly, does it? But I hope you enjoyed my morning routine in our new house. It doesn't always go that way. Sometimes the boys wake up and come into me and they wake me up. Sometimes I wake up quite a bit earlier, so I've got time to like listen to a bit of a podcast and do some like extra stretching and stuff like that. But that's like generally how we do it. We don't tend to get dressed before breakfast anymore, which we used to do in the old house, because I don't know, Jasper just likes to have his breakfast in his pajamas, and I get that. Like, I personally prefer to get up, get dressed, and then go downstairs and do everything, but everyone's different, so I'm just trying to like remember that not everyone feels how I feel. But yeah, I hope you liked it. If you did, please do give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, comment if you can. I don't know if comments are still off on my channel. Oh, and like I said, I'll leave links below to any of the products and stuff that I've used.